They don't speak much, but when they enter the room, all eyes turn. No flashy clothes, no loud laughs, no desperate attention-seeking, yet somehow they own every space they walk into. They are silently attractive. And it's no accident. They understand something most people never will. Attention is a currency, and the less you chase it, the more it comes to you. Welcome to Stoic Mastery, the channel where we turn ancient wisdom and real psychological power into daily tools for dominance, calm, and control. If you're someone who's tired of noise and wants to be respected without begging for it, then hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because this is your path to inner power and outer impact. Let's dive into 11 socially attractive habits that make you dangerously magnetic without saying a word. Section 1. The silent power of self-control. Stoicism, inner gravity. There's a certain kind of person who enters a room and instantly shifts the energy, not by being loud, not by being flashy, but by simply being still, calm, in control, quietly unshakable. That is self-control, and it's the first secret to being silently attractive. In the modern world, most people are slaves to impulse. They react instantly. They speak before thinking. They get triggered. They overshare. They seek validation, like addicts craving a fix. But a Stoic, a master of self, he observes first. He responds, not reacts. He controls his emotions, and in doing so controls the room. This is what the Stoics taught over 2,000 years ago, that your true strength lies not in dominating others, but in dominating yourself. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. True self-control is magnetic. Why? Because it communicates power without you needing to say a word. Imagine someone insults you, and you don't blink. Imagine someone tries to provoke you, and you smile calmly, like you're watching a child throw a tantrum. That silence, it creates fear or admiration, sometimes both. Control over your tongue, control over your eyes, control over your reactions. When you practice these, you begin to radiate inner gravity, the kind that silently pulls people toward you, makes them wonder, what does he know that I don't? In Stoicism, we call this apatheia, a calm mind untouched by chaos. It's not apathy, it's command over what affects you. You don't chase power, you don't beg for attention, you simply live as if you don't need anything from anyone. And ironically, everyone begins to want something from you. Think about it. Would you rather be the man who talks about control, or the man who walks into a storm and walks out untouched? That kind of man is rare today, which is why he's noticed. Comment this to declare your mindset. My silence is power. My control is freedom. Let's build a wall of iron minds in the comments. The Stoic Brotherhood is watching. And if you're feeling this energy so far, tap that like button. Not for me, but for the man you're becoming. So here's a challenge. Next time you're in a conversation, pause. Let others talk more. Observe their patterns. Speak less, but with precision. Make your words land like arrows, not noise. In a world addicted to chaos, your calm is rebellion. Your control is power, and it's just the beginning. Section 2. Minimal words, maximum impact. Speech discipline as social power. There's something powerful about a man who speaks less, but when he does, everyone listens. In a world obsessed with constant talking, over-explaining, oversharing, and trying to prove how interesting we are, the man who chooses silence over noise becomes magnetic. He doesn't speak to fill the air. He doesn't speak to get attention. He speaks when it matters, and when he does, it cuts through the noise like a blade. This isn't just about being quiet, it's about having discipline in your words, knowing that every word you speak is either a deposit into your power or a leak in your energy. In Stoic philosophy, logos is more than speech. It's the divine rational order, the logic of the universe. To speak without thinking is to betray logos. But to speak with intention, precision, and calm force, that is divine power in human form. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Let that sink in. You don't have to prove yourself through words. In fact, the more you say, the more you reveal. The more you explain yourself, the more you lower your perceived value. Here's a brutal truth from dark psychology. People are more intrigued by what they can't figure out. The unknown is attractive. Mystery is power. So when you speak less, others project more onto you. They wonder what you're thinking. They wonder why you're so composed. They fill in the blanks with their own assumptions. And often, those assumptions are far more impressive than anything you could have said. That's the secret. Use strategic silence. Let others over-explain themselves. Let them ramble. Let them reveal their insecurities. While you remain calm, grounded, minimal, and dangerous. Now, let's bring this down to earth with something actionable. When someone asks you a question, pause before you answer. Speak in short, direct sentences. Remove fillers like, like, and, you know. Stop nervously justifying your opinions. Say what you mean, then stop. And one more tip. End your sentences with strength. Don't trail off. Don't add softeners like, if that makes sense. Own your statements. Let your words hang in the air. That's silence after you speak. That's power. Drop this in the comments if you're leveling up your speech. I speak with force. I speak with purpose. Say it, declare it, burn it into your mind, and let the world feel your shift. Also, take 2 seconds to like this video if you're seeing how powerful you can become just by mastering silence and intention. These tools aren't hype, they're timeless. Let's flip the dynamic. Most people talk because they're afraid of silence. You become the man who is most dangerous in silence. Imagine this. You're in a group. Someone throws shade at you. Everyone watches, waiting for your reaction. You pause. You raise one eyebrow. You look them in the eyes. And you say, just 5 words, calm, deadpan. I'll let that pass once. That's the kind of speech that creates tension, attraction, and respect, all at once. And it's not loud, it's not aggressive, it's controlled force, and people feel it in their gut. This is what it means to be silently attractive. Minimal words, maximum impact. Section 3, the art of mystery. Controlled vulnerability, strategic silence. There's a reason the mysterious one always draws attention. He might not be the loudest, he might not be the most muscular, but when he walks in, people feel something. They don't know what he's thinking, they don't know who he really is. And that lack of certainty, that unknown, it becomes irresistible. This is the art of mystery, and it's one of the most potent traits of the silently attractive. The ancient Stoics practiced this without even calling it mystery. They called it temperance, discretion, inner fortress. A Stoic doesn't let the world see all of him. He reveals what is useful, not what is demanded. And here's where dark psychology comes in. People value what they have to work for. The more available you are, the more people take you for granted. The more you explain yourself, the less they listen. Robert Greene, author of The 48 Laws of Power, said it clearly. Once words are out, the mystery is gone. You must learn to use silence to draw people in. So how do you become mysterious? Without acting fake. It's not about pretending, it's about control. You choose what people see, you choose what you share, and you never explain everything. Here are some practical tools to use starting today. 1. Withhold unnecessary details. Stop offering up your whole life story. When someone asks what you do, keep it vague and intriguing. I work with people and help them think differently. Let them ask more. Create curiosity. 2. Reveal small, intentional vulnerabilities. On your terms, vulnerability can be attractive, but only when you control it. Say just enough to hint at depth. I've learned a lot from pain, but I'm grateful for it. That's it. Leave it there. Let their minds wander. Let them want to know more. 3. Be the observer in social settings. Stand back, watch, smile with intention. Say little, but when you do, make it hit. People are addicted to attention. You be addicted to observation. 4. Ask powerful questions, but don't always answer them yourself. Be the one who leads the conversation by turning the spotlight, then keeps his own torch turned inward. The truth is, people project power and intrigue onto silence. When you leave space, they fill it with their own imagination. And 90% of the time, what they imagine is more impressive than anything you could say. But here's the key. You must combine mystery with presence. Don't be shy. Don't be meek. Be quietly confident. You don't need to hide. You need to filter. You don't need to be fake. You need to protect your inner world. Let's set the tone in the comments. If you're becoming unreadable, say, I reveal little, I observe all. Drop it now. Let the Stoic Brotherhood see you. Also, if this hits you, like the video right now so the algorithm knows there's power in silence, people will ask, why don't you talk more? Let them. Smile. Say, I prefer to listen. They'll lean in. They'll chase your attention. And they'll respect you without even knowing why. The art of mystery isn't about deception. It's about scarcity. Scarcity builds value. Protect your story. Reveal it slowly. Let the world earn it. Because you, my friend, are not to be consumed all at once. You are a slow burn, and that fire keeps them coming back. Ready for section 4? Next, we go even deeper. Energy management. Don't chase, draw in. Mastering presence, conserving attention, and flipping the social dynamic with one powerful shift. Want me to continue? Section 4. Energy management. Don't chase, draw in. The law of conservation of energy. Let's get one thing straight. If you're always chasing people, you're giving away your power. Every time you overextend, every time you text first, again, every time you enter a room with pick-me energy, you drain your value. The most silently attractive people, the ones who draw attention without asking, all follow the same law. The law of energy conservation. They protect their energy like it's gold, because it is. They understand that every glance, every word, every presence they give is a gift, not an obligation. This is a deeply Stoic principle. The idea that your attention is yours to control, not to surrender. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Now read that again, and apply it socially. You don't need to chase people. You don't need to constantly engage. You don't need to be everywhere all the time. Your power multiplies when you become selective. Think about how the most high-status people behave. They're not constantly available. They don't chase validation. They don't follow the crowd. They lead by restraint. This is a psychological weapon, because when you withdraw, people lean in. They begin to wonder, why isn't he chasing me like the others? Why doesn't he post everything? Why is he so calm, like he's above it? The answer, you are managing your energetic presence like a king guards his castle. You only give it to those who earn it. Here's how to build this habit in real life. 1. Stop overexposing yourself. You don't need to be at every party. You don't need to post every meal. You don't need to reply instantly. Each time you pull back, your energy becomes scarce and therefore more valuable. 2. Make people come to you. When you stop chasing, you create a vacuum. People feel the pull. If you're always initiating, stop. Let them feel your absence. 3. Control your emotional output. If someone annoys you, stay cool. If someone compliments you, accept it calmly. Don't be high highs and low lows. Be the stable flame, not the wildfire. That emotional discipline, it radiates. 4. Use intentional withdrawal. Sometimes, go silent. Disappear from social media. Skip the group chat. Let people miss you. Let absence do what presence sometimes cannot. Build desire. In dark psychology, this is tied to intermittent reward. When you're not always available, your attention becomes a dopamine trigger. People start craving it. They remember how it feels when you show up. Because it's not constant. And in Stoicism, this is called temperance, knowing when to act and when to hold back. If you're committed to mastering your energy, drop this in the comments. I don't chase, I attract through stillness. Let's flood the feed with calm power. And if this principle hit hard, like this video right now, not for hype, but for your own transformation, the algorithm shouldn't just reward noise. Let's make sure it rewards real power. Imagine walking into a room and saying nothing. Not trying to prove anything, not offering your presence too quickly. You simply sit, you observe, and within 10 minutes someone walks up to you and says, "You've got a presence about you. What's your story?" That's not luck. That's energy management. Don't waste your attention. Don't give your energy to chaos. Don't chase anything, because everything that aligns with your strength will gravitate toward you. That's the shift from giving away energy to becoming the source of it. Section 5. Microdominance. Subtle signs of power. Dark psychology. Nonverbal command. You don't need to shout to be powerful. In fact, the strongest men rarely speak at all. They signal power through subtleties, through microdominance. It's the smallest things, a look, a posture, a pause, that tip the psychological scales in your favor. And most people, they never even realize it's happening. The truth is, dominance isn't always loud. It's not barking orders. It's not flexing for the camera. That's performance, and people see through it. Real power is quiet, controlled, precise, and it operates at the non-verbal level. This is microdominance, the art of commanding respect and attention through tiny cues most people miss, but everyone subconsciously feels. Let's break down the tools that make people sense your power without you having to say a word. 1. Stillness. X authority. In dark psychology, movement is associated with nervousness. When someone fidgets, talks with their hands excessively, or constantly adjusts their body, it signals low control. But a man who can sit still, who can hold eye contact calmly, who doesn't rush gestures or fumble with his phone, he radiates certainty. He becomes the anchor in the room. Stillness tells the room, "I'm not threatened, I don't chase, I own this space." 2. Intentional eye contact. Don't stare like a psychopath, but don't avoid looking either. Strategic eye contact, held just a moment longer than expected, creates tension and authority. When someone's talking, look at them fully. When you speak, hold their gaze as you finish your sentence. When you're done, break contact slowly, not abruptly. This communicates, "I'm not afraid. I see you. I see through you." 3. Control your breath. Your breathing is a hidden signal to everyone around you. Fast, shallow breaths signal anxiety, but deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing signals power and control, both to your body and to others watching. In high-pressure situations, slow your breath. Let your calmness rattle the room. 4. Take up space. Without apology. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Spread your shoulders. Plant your feet. Own your personal space. Not in an aggressive, puffed-up way, but in a relaxed, grounded way. Imagine a lion laying calmly in the sun. He doesn't need to prove he's the apex. His presence alone says everything. 5. Pause before speaking. Every time. Even a 1-2 second pause before you respond to a question creates a psychological shift. It signals that you weigh your words, that you're not reactive, that your thoughts matter. The longer people wait for your response, the more they value what you say. All of these cues combined create an effect people can't quite name, but they feel it deeply. They treat you differently. They mirror your calm. They ask for your opinion instead of ignoring it. They wonder who you are, even if you said nothing. This is the essence of silent power. This is what Stoicism trains you for. Control over the self that spills outward. If you're practicing this level of presence, drop this in the comments. My stillness dominates. My presence speaks louder than words. Declare it. Become it. Reinforce it daily. And if this resonates, like this video, to tell the algorithm, we're not here for noise, we're here for mastery. The loudest man in the room is often the weakest. The one trying hardest to prove himself is usually the most insecure, but the one who is calm, quiet, and composed, he controls the frame, he controls the energy, he wins the room without needing to conquer it. That's micro-dominance, and it's one of the most silently attractive forces on earth. Section 6. Emotional equanimity. Stoic calm in chaos. Unshakable presence, true masculine power. Picture this. You're in a room full of people. An argument breaks out. Voices rise, emotions explode, everyone is flinching, fuming, reacting, except one man. He doesn't blink, he doesn't get loud, he observes, calm, still, collected, and somehow he becomes the center of gravity. That man, he possesses emotional equanimity, the unshakable calm in chaos. And in today's hyper-reactive world, it's one of the most silently attractive traits a man can possess, because people don't feel safe around those who can't control themselves. They feel drawn to those who don't fold when it matters. This is not passivity. This is power under perfect control. In Stoicism, this state of mind is called ataraxia, a deep sense of tranquility, not because the world is quiet, but because you are. It's not about pretending to be calm. It's about training your nervous system to remain steady while others spiral. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That quote is everything. People lose attraction to those who crumble under pressure, but someone who maintains emotional control, no matter the storm, becomes hypnotic. Let's be clear, this isn't about being cold, it's about being commanding. You feel everything, but you're not ruled by it. You respond, you don't react. That's what separates the boys from men, the noisy from the legendary. How to cultivate emotional equanimity in real life. 1. Slow everything down in high-stress moments. Most people panic and speed up when things go wrong. You do the opposite. Slow your breath, slow your words, slow your thoughts. In chaos, the slowest man is often the most powerful. 2. Anticipate conflict before it arrives. A Stoic prepares daily. In your mind, visualize disrespect, rejection, insult, loss, and rehearse how you'll respond with calm detachment. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. By the time chaos hits, you've already seen it. You've already mastered it in your mind. 3. Detach from emotional hooks. Most emotional manipulation happens through triggers. You feel attacked, so you lash back. You feel ignored, so you seek validation. You feel angry, so you argue. But when you recognize the pattern, you become immune. Tell yourself, I don't respond to bait. I remain still. And that stillness, it terrifies weak men and fascinates strong women. 4. Use discomfort as discipline. Every time someone tests your boundaries, they're handing you a weight. You can drop it or lift it. Each moment of discomfort is a chance to prove your inner strength, to anchor yourself deeper. This isn't just social control, it's spiritual warfare. And you win by refusing to collapse inward. If you're committed to calm under fire, drop this in the comments. I do not flinch. I do not fold. This is your mantra. This is your edge. Type it out and own it. And if this lesson hit you deep, like the video now, not just to support the channel, but to signal that you're stepping into your own command. In dark psychology, people test others subconsciously. They want to know, will he break if I push him? Can he handle pressure? Is he emotionally weak? And the second you flinch, they lose respect. But when you stay calm, when you carry stillness into chaos, they begin to mirror you. They feel safe. They feel drawn. They become followers to your frame. You become the emotional thermostat, not the thermometer. This is what silent attraction really is. Being the calm in the storm, not seeking control, but being control. And the best part, you don't need words for this. Your presence becomes the message. Section 7. Unapologetic authenticity. Rejecting the need to impress. Living on your terms, not theirs. Let's end with the most powerful trait of all. A man who is unapologetically himself. No mask, no act, no trying to impress. In a world where everyone's desperate to be liked, the man who no longer cares to please becomes the most attractive of all. This is the peak of silent power, because when you are authentic and refuse to bend to social approval, you become untouchable. You're not faking confidence. You are confidence. This isn't arrogance. This is alignment. You know who you are. You know what you value, and you don't need to explain it to anyone. You're not here to fit in. You're here to live fully as yourself. In Stoic philosophy, this is tied to virtue above popularity. The Stoics believed a man should live according to nature and reason, not according to the opinions of the crowd. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." That's the trap most fall into. They shape their identity around what others think. They water themselves down to be liked. They build fake personalities just to avoid judgment, and they wonder why they feel empty. But when you stop performing, when you drop the mask, when you stop needing to impress anyone, that's when the world finally sees who you really are and can't look away. Here's how to step into unapologetic authenticity. 1. Know your code. Most people drift through life with no real identity, but Stoic men choose their values consciously. Define yours. Is it discipline? Is it truth? Is it loyalty? Is it mastery? Once you know your internal code, you stop needing external validation. You don't shift your personality to be accepted. You remain solid. 2. Refuse to explain yourself. Not everyone needs access to your reasons. You don't owe explanations for your lifestyle, your values, your choices. When people ask, "Why do you do that?" you smile and say, "Because I do." That answer alone sends a shockwave, because in a world addicted to justification, your calm defiance becomes unforgettable. 3. Let go of image maintenance. Let them misunderstand you, let them judge, let them doubt you. It doesn't matter. Their opinions are not your compass. Your integrity is. This is one of the core principles in both Stoicism and dark psychology. Freedom is found in detachment, especially from approval. You don't dress to impress. You don't talk to perform. You don't live for likes. You live for meaning. You live for mastery. And the more you do that, the more people gravitate toward you. Not because you're trying, but because you're real. 4. Let others reveal themselves first. You don't rush to open up. You watch, you study, you reveal yourself slowly, or not at all. That mystery, that restraint, that lack of desperation, it makes people chase you, respect you, want your attention. Why? Because you're not trying to earn it. Drop this in the comments if you're done pretending. I am not here to impress. I am here to embody. Comment it, claim it, live it. And if this video lit something inside you, hit like right now and show the world that you're done shrinking. Here's the truth. The most attractive man is the one who has nothing to prove. He walks into the room not needing attention, but owning it anyway. He's not loud, but he's deeply respected. He doesn't chase validation, because his existence is the validation. He's silently powerful, silently magnetic, silently himself. And now, so are you. Final call to action. If this video spoke to something deep inside you, you already know what to do. Like the video, comment your truth below, subscribe to Stoic Mastery for more tools to sharpen your mind and strengthen your presence, and don't forget to turn on notifications.